Hello. I am tired. So we are doing some power wash because that is about all the brain I have. So we are power washing. We have done all of the specials. So we are just going to do some of the bonus jobs.
I'm slightly sad it's no longer 42 months.
Oh, well, you could have always stopped subscribing and forever been on 42. So we have cleaned the Mars rover, the gnome fountain, the mini golf course, the steam locomotive. So if I can get things to scroll, next is the paintball arena. I looked at all the games and it's like, there's good games. I didn't want to have to narrate anything or think about anything particularly today. So in lieu of cancelling the whole stream, I was like, well, you know what? Yeah, but you could have totally just donated straight to Extra Life. And that would, have done the same thing. It's fine. I appreciate it, and you do get to use the cool emotes. I'm just saying that. There were ways to stay at 42. Okay, so Dan Van Beethoven, Muckingham Recreation Ground. Welcome, Power Washers, the home of splattered dreams and bruised egos. The Muckingham Mustangs Paintball. I'm sure this commission must come as something of a surprise. After all, what alerts you to the fact you're entering the fray, better than being surrounded by the vestiges of years of combat. I, for one, feel all the hairs on the back of my neck. On my neck, my back and shoulders bristle as soon as I see that minecart kicked in the misses of my enemies. But needs must. We have a score to settle with the Turjo Dragon Slayers, and for this we're going to need a completely spotless battlefield. 100 shots each count the hits and the misses. One winner, no arguments. You forgot to eat. Go eat. I ate, because I had to, but I did not enjoy it. Oh, it's pretty colours. I like the colours. Okay. Also we still got our Christmas thing on. I forgot about that. I'm not a sentimental person. Nothing could be further from the truth, but it's going to be sad seeing those amazing memories get washed away. Hello, Dan. This is just the bonus jobs, though we are wearing our Christmas DLC outfit. Do I want to hear some stories about the amazing things? Yes. Also, evening, Dan, and also Milo. How are you doing? Can't decide whether I want to go vertically or horizontally. Old West. We haven't eaten yet, but you've not forgotten you've been procrastinating with Alan Wake. I did see you'd started the remastered. You'll have to tell us all what happens, because we all forgot, and then Nikki started Alan Wake 2, and we're like, what happened at the end of Alan Wake 1? Also, I never finished it, and I don't care about spoilers. But yeah, procrastinating with Alan Wake sounds like the title of his new book, but also completely off brand for him. I had a vaguely productive day in that the things that I was trying to do worked. I discovered an easy way to do a thing, unfortunately, after I'd spent time writing code to do it, but hey, sometimes we do things in the wrong order. But unfortunately, the thing that I had to do then uncovered things that other people have to do. But this is why I'm doing it now and not, when we need to hand it over to the client, because that would be the wrong time to discover these things. I just wanted to do some power washing. What is everyone else up to, or how's everyone else been? I have a sore spot on the back of my ear, which is annoying. Because you know how hard it is to take a picture of the back of your ear? It is in fact kind of impossible when all you want to do is see why the back of your ear hurts. And you can't see it in the mirror, and if you bend it over then it just looks weird, and the back of your ear looks weird. So, yeah. So I have a sore spot on the back of my ear, and I'm hoping it goes away. There we go, everyone really needed to know that about me. So, anyway. It is also really, really cold. It was like -5 this morning when I woke up. I have never experienced it be this cold in London. I think it's probably been this cold, like, you know, in the Midlands. We had times when it was snowing and the power went off type, you know, situations. But London, sadly, there's no snow. And no frost, because there's no freaking moisture. It's all dry cold, which is why my hands keep falling apart, because they're just, all the moisture's being sucked out of them. It's like if it was a nice wet cold with some snow. In fact, the snow would probably make it feel warmer. So, yeah. So, I'm complaining that it's not snowing, as always, because, you know me, love the snow. There was frost on the ground for you today. Ah. You've got some moisture. I finished an interesting book yesterday. I don't know if anyone's read Warcross by Mary Lou. It unfortunately ended on a wee bit of a cliffhanger. Kind of. It's obviously like a multi-part series. I just feel like it could have ended better, but it was really intriguing. About someone that invents basically VR glasses, just like this sort of glass, that hooks into your brain to do the virtual reality. 18? Maybe inside, Dan. But I think it's cold snaps all over the country, so I don't know how it's 18 with you unless you happen to have gone somewhere warm. Yeah, so yeah, it hooks into your brain to do virtual reality, and of course my first thought is, you know, because it's related to like imagination, what happens if you don't have a visual memory, like a bunch of us don't? Do you then not get the virtual reality because you can't imagine the things that you're seeing? Or is it just that it hooks in to the brain as like a processor? And thus you actually then can gain a visual imagination because it does the visuals and it's just using the brain as like a supercomputer. So yeah, so that was my first thought. And also then it was like, you know, there was like a game and a whole like hackers and intrigue and a little bit of romance. It was very cool. I was very hooked. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's kind of like the Netflix Explorers where, you know, like the virtual reality hooks into your brain via a port, and then, you know, never realized that other people could actually like see things. When you say visualize an apple, I can't, you know, I don't have a mind's eye. I have an annoying voice. Just not a mind's eye. The temperature under Milo. The temperature under Milo is only 18 degrees? That doesn't seem warm enough. I don't see anything. Picture an apple. I don't have a picture. there is nothing. But I'm also a literal person, so I might just be doing it wrong. I mean, I can definitely get the annoying voice to describe things to me, but that doesn't help with this particular, technological conundrum that I was having, as in, would it work for me? Or would it be one of those things where it's like, oh, this is the new invention, but it doesn't work for like 10% of the people of the population, and they're just screwed, and they don't get to have the cool thing. I don't know. It was just weird. It was an interesting concept. It's a cool book. But yeah, now I have the annoying voice, and the annoying voice is me. And so you can imagine how annoying that is. And I've got an also annoying project thing that's going on, but it's nothing I can talk about on stream. I just am now wishing that I'd made more noise earlier, like last year. And yeah, but hey, I did at least get a little ticky box to, negate having to have a whole ream of code, and got some stuff automated, which is always excellent. I think I've just got one more test to run, possibly a little bit more code to write, and then that section should be good. No, I've got 2 things left to do. No, I've got 3 things left to do. God damn it! Oh well. But I've also got recruitment to run and reviews to write. So I have to judge time. It's so much fun writing code. But yeah. I'm getting busier the more I know. I shouldn't. This was really hard. It was like over Christmas. Like all I could think about was all the stuff that I needed to do at work, and it's like I'm supposed to be relaxing so I can do stuff at work with less tiredness, and that just doesn't work. I just wasn't able to get everything done before I left for Christmas, and it frustrated me no end. Modded Stray with Garfield. Oh, that sounds like a copyright nightmare, and also, I don't know, creepy. Yeah. I'm slowly plodding my way through as Dusk Falls, just to try and finish off. I got out of the story what I wanted, and now it's just a case of an achievement a day because of the new Game Pass reward stuff, and then of course I'll finish that and I'll be like, well, now I need a different game to go through an achievement a day. I hate playing things an achievement a day. The only reason it works with As Dusk Falls is because I've already completed the story, and it's basically just reload a checkpoint and make a different decision. Ugh. Oh yeah, there's the developer direct going on right now as well. I know, I was going to watch it, and then I was just like, I don't have the brain for any kind of excitement and then to be disappointed because stuff's not coming out yet. I will just wait for the TA article that neatly summarises and gives me some trailers to watch. So, yeah. I did have the plumber come today. Finally got that sorted. Only been procrastinating on it for ages. But to be fair, it was useful procrastination because there were a couple of things that happened. You know, if I'd have got a plumber in much sooner, then it would have been like, now I have to get a plumber in again. So now I can get them all done at once. Nothing is serious, it just there's a bunch of stuff that needs replacing. So I'm just waiting to find out how much that is going to cost me. Oh, it's a very nice gentleman who at least explained what the difference between putting drain cleaner down a sink and using a plunger is, which I didn't know. So that was something new I learned today. And you know, that the air pressure in the water system can vary in regions, so not to worry about the thing that I was worrying about. Which is great. I don't want me to have to worry about a thing. So yeah. And I could also do with an electrician at some point, but that is less dire and is more of a, I should probably do it, but nothing's broken. Therefore I'm going to procrastinate on that one. Reasonably procrastinate. Also, I don't know any electricians, and no one seems to have a recommendation for my area, so that is why. Whereas I knew a plumber and I just had to get in touch with them and then correspond with them for a week by email, which I have to say was much more pleasant than having to do a phone call. So, you know, see that purple blob just on the top corner of the cactus? Well, you mean the one I just washed? That's probably my favourite spot here, from back when with the Muckingham manticores. Miggy Mist, captain of the Dragon Slayers, had sprung out of the fort with only one thing on his mind: my demise. There's a whole mind thing that I need to go into. So I instinctively surged into my signature forward roll. Split second later, his shot was on the cactus while mine was a clean hit on the shin. Yes, Dan, I mean, I plan to. It's just, you know, sort of a 5-year plan rather than an immediate plan, and, you know, during that time, I probably need an electrician. It's fine. I will figure it out at some point. It's just, you know, it's one of those things. It's like 10 years and just, you know, stuff doesn't last. I hate that stuff doesn't last. It sucks. Stuff should last. You know, got to pay enough for it. It should last. Ooh, itchy nose. So anyway, but hey, it was a non-anxiety inducing plumber visit. And I didn't even have to go and open the gate because someone left it open, which is not great. But considering the gate is an annoyance, you know, can't do much about that. Plus I can't see it from my flat, so it's not like I can go, oh, it's open, and then go take like the keys and sort it out. It's I have to go check and take the keys with me, and then, you know, it's just, yeah, sometimes people leave it open, which is interesting because I don't think you could take your keys out if it was unlocked, but I guess that was just me assuming you can't take your keys out when you open it, because I just leave them dangling while I open the gate and move the car in. But I suppose it's one of those things that I should try, just because obviously you open the gate and leave your keys and then put the car in, there's a chance of people to come and steal your keys. Which, to be fair, has happened to some of my neighbours. So, you know. That's why it's a stupid gate. It's like people that want to get through that gate already have found a way to get through that gate. It was just supposed to reduce the amount of people parking, so that like the bin lorry couldn't get in and stuff. But all it did was make everything really inaccessible. But I'm not going to rant about the parking gate because it wasn't an issue today. I did not have to go out in the -5 weather to let the plumber in. I could just get in a park. It was fine. And very nice gentleman. So yeah, I just have to wait on a quote for the parts and then decide, you know, well, assuming it's not above a certain amount, it's going to be like, yeah, that's fine. If it's above a certain amount, I'm going to be like, oh, do I really need to replace everything? The leaky kitchen tap, yes. I bet that plastic crocodile will last. Oh, hang on, no. They don't make things to last like in my day, in your day, Dan. No, they don't make them to last like they did when I was younger. The plastic crocodile will definitely last. That will live longer than I do. I'm glad you went shopping yesterday. You can hide under a blanket. Yeah. I was very tempted to go out at lunch and then, because I was like, I don't really have a luncheon, and I was like, ooh, no. I have noodles. And I have stock pots. So I made my own, like, cup of noodle, but with, like, proper noodles and stock. So no, like, weird well, beyond what's in the stock pots. It's basically like bachelor super noodles, but like fancy. But I basically went, oh, now I need to get some more noodles. And then I went to get my hot chocolate. Right, hang on. Hot chocolate. Then I went to get my hot chocolate cat, and I found I had noodles in my box of supplies. So I do have noodles, more noodles. But I also have hot chocolate, which I left in the hot chocolate machine. I'll be right back. To the hot chocolate machine! Yes. Oh, and it's perfectly drinkable. Oh no, to the Frothinator 3000. No, it's the hot chocolate machine. Oh, I may actually have, like, one of those, you know, tell the captions that if it says leaky, it's supposed to spell it with 2 E's. And then obviously that doesn't work when I have a leaky kitchen tap. So yes. Yeah, I went to... Basically, I had surprise noodles as well. I was like, oh, past Joe already did the shopping. So yeah, noodles. It's just the egg noodles you get in packets, but I just think they're nicer than the ones that you get in the other packet. I don't know. It's probably just psychosomatic, but it means that I get to control the flavours. But also, this is salted caramel and clementine hot chocolate from Hotel Chocolat. Not sponsored. Hashtag not sponsored. That I made in my Velvetizer. Which is basically the way to make the perfect hot chocolate. But I was just like, it's been a day. I need a hot chocolate. And then I went, shit, stream's supposed to start. And thus left the hot chocolate in the hot chocolate machine. It's fine. It's not ruined. In fact, it's kind of perfectly drinkable, which means that I should probably do it more often. But yeah, luckily the tap doesn't leak when it's off. It just leaks when it's on. So it's not wasting water, it's just annoying. And at some point, it might just start leaking full stop. So that was when I was like, right, we need to do the thing. And there's other bits and bobs to do with sinks that need replacing. But, you know, hopefully it's not horrendously expensive. And that can be sorted, you know, hopefully this month. Depends on how long it takes to get all the parts in, I guess. And then, you know, everything should last another 10 years. Well, those things should last another 10 years. Then I probably still need to find an electrician, but it's fine. Ooh. Ooh. Anyone seeing that? The particular shape of this rock means that when this texture's applied, and the shader, when the shader's applied here, it looks like a little magic eye. That's so cool. Are we talking about hot chocolate, Dan? Are you comparing my, you know, perfect hot chocolate to the nasty powdered stuff? Because there is no comparison. You should come visit. I'll make you hot chocolate and you'll never look back. There is no comparison. The machine melts the chocolate in the boiling milk and it's yeah. You looked back? Oh, fine. Well, I'm never going back to powdered hot chocolate, I have to say. Clearly you'll have no taste. Or no taste buds. Or just, I'm really picky about my hot chocolate. I also have a mountain of things that need sorting through and probably just throwing out. And the mountain is getting bigger. But I have a meeting tomorrow about sorting out my work week so I can split 10 days over 9 days. So it's slightly extra a day, which I do anyway, because I've not had a lunch hour in forever. Though I did specifically take it today because my head was hurting. So I can get every other Monday off. And then once I've used that to catch up on some sleep and possibly a game or two, I'm going to tackle the mountain of things that need tidying, sorting through in my house. And I'm going to finally find my shredder so I can deal with the amount of paperwork. It's not necessarily going to be fun, but it's going to feel cathartic. I cleaned my sink, my kitchen sink, because the plumber was coming, and obviously you can't have a limescale covered, slightly tea stained kitchen sink if the plumber is coming to have a look at it. That's just embarrassing. So I cleaned my sink, and afterwards I was looking at it going, I feel so much better with the clean sink. That was a lot of effort, and it's a lot of effort to keep it looking like that. So yeah, 9-day fortnight. Exactly, a 9-day fortnight, which I keep on spelling like the game because my brain is stupid. But yeah, 9-day fortnight, so every other Monday, unless it's a bank holiday. And that gives me the Monday off every off-site off, so that I can actually recover. And, you know, if I time it right, I can get the Monday after. 9-day fortnight does sound like an emo band, or possibly an indie games company. I said something today, and I was like, "That sounds like an emo. Sounds like an indie band." I went with the combination of the two. I was going to clean inside the railway, and I've gone off here. Never mind, we're going around here apparently. Yeah. So hopefully it ends up benefiting me in the sense that, you know, I'm still doing the work because I'm always going to do the work, but I get a long weekend every other week. I don't need every Monday off. That would I would start getting frustrated. So that's why I was like, I'm going to propose a 9-day fortnight. And as an experiment, I've blocked off some, I've blocked off next Monday because I have to go to the Ruddy Hospital and get a wire shoved down my nose, and I have to have a monitor and a wire down my nose for 24 hours. So it's like, I'm not going to be in any meetings on Monday. I am going to do some paperwork, yes, or maybe a meeting with the camera. But Mondays are very much non-meeting heavy, so it should be okay. You have lazy Wednesday. You see, it's not lazy, it's self-care. Self-care Wednesday. Lazy implies that you're doing something wrong, I always think. Doing nothing is okay. I am looking forward to having some long weekends so that I don't get to every single Sunday afternoon and go, oh, it's Sunday afternoon again, where'd my weekend go? And the hope that, I can do some, sorting around the house, which will make me feel better. Because, it's just finding the time and the brain space. So I'm making time and brain space to clear the clutter, because I feel so much better when I've cleared the clutter. And if I can do that, then that's going to help me basically perform better at work, because I'll be more relaxed and less tired and less cluttered. Of course, I'm not going to tidy everything away because things deserve to be out. I live here. But, there's a lot of stuff that I have not touched in like 10 years and has just been sitting in a cupboard taking up space. Or there's like a mountain of boxes that might be useful someday, you never know. They can just get sorted. I have a mountain of clothes still that I do not wear that could go to charity or thrown out, depending on how many holes there are. I sorted through my entire wardrobe. Me and my mum did that last year. We body doubled on it, both sorting through the wardrobe. But a lot of my stuff is in the drawers. So I need to sort the drawers. But yeah, it's quite satisfying. Mum was doing it because she was converting. We had too many guest rooms, and she didn't have enough space to do her crafting. So she now has a craft room, and it's a nice craft room, and it's perfect. It's actually been designed to be a craft room, not just a table shoved in a guest room. So it now no longer looks like my old bedroom at all, which is amazing because, well, not the greatest of memories associated with that room. Also, it was green. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. It was a phase. But now it's like completely different layout, so it even looks like it's a different room. So yeah, but she's got her own space now. And then we have a little guest room, which is ostensibly for the kids, but Auntie Jo likes staying in it because, it's convenient. And then Dad's got his den, Mum's got a craft room. And then when I go stay, I've got a little room that just has my game console in. And the shittiest little tiny TV, but it works. It's good enough for, playing a couple of games while I'm there. It doesn't need to be big. Also, because it's designed for my nibblings, the single bed has one of those railing things that you can fold down so that the kids don't fall out of bed. It's also useful so Auntie Jo doesn't fall out of bed. Because I don't sleep still, so every time I'm in a single bed, I'm terrified I'm going to roll out, so I don't sleep. But as soon as I put this thing up, so that I wouldn't roll out, or if I tried to roll out, I wouldn't, actually roll out of bed and hurt myself, I slept like a log. It was great. Into you had a half light purple, half wood effect. Oh, I mean, that could be good if it's done right. Interior design by a 90s fish and chip shop. Yeah, definitely. I see that. You've only just got used to your old bedroom being the grandkids' room. You have grandkids? Or do you mean your mum's grandkids? Your parents' grandkids? Sorry. I was just like, are you older than you actually look? Also, did you have kids? Sorry. Grana Milo. There we go. I washed the barrel. Yeah. No, it's funny. It was just like, this is designed for small children so they don't fall out of bed, but it's actually a bit of a godsend for a restless sleeper that can't sleep if she feels she's going to fall out of bed. So yeah, I have asked my mum to keep that railing thing even after the nibblings are too old for it, just for me. So yeah, but because mum needed to sort out those rooms, there were some wardrobes that needed to be empty because they were just getting gotten rid of. Well, there was one wardrobe and then like a whole bunch of stuff in the other wardrobe. So yeah, I think mum filled like a good solid suitcase and a half of like stuff that she wasn't going to wear, dad wasn't going to wear, or that was left over from, you know, whenever. It's incredibly cathartic if you've got the brain space. So that's why we body doubled, so that we could both go through it, and you know, like if we were both doing it, it somehow takes less energy. I don't know. The Joe gutters, yeah. Oh, I need them when I'm bowling as well. Well, those are bumpers. The gutters are the things that you put the bumpers down so the bowl doesn't roll into the gutters. But anyway, it's a safety rail. Keep the safety rail. Oh, okay. I have so many epic encounters with Mickey. I'm gonna hot chocolate while this comes up. People would always say how evenly matched we were. Perfect. It's incredible how many times it would end up with just the two of us battling it out. I smell a secret romance. Always one eye on the prize, the other eye on each other's torsos. Are they married? Please tell me they're married. Ah, can't end there. I need to know. So yeah, I'm hoping that the extra every other Monday will just give me some brain space to be able to sort out the flats, you know, clear some clutter. I'm a bit of a, you know, this might come in handy pack rat type person, and you know, 9 times out of 10 it did not come in handy. The occasional thing I've been like, oh, what happened to that? Oh, I threw it away. Damn it! I could have used this like 5 years after I threw it away, but I kept it for like 10 years. So yeah. So anything that has been in a box since I moved in and has not been out, unless it is extremely sentimental or sparks joy, it's going either donation or bin. I think that is, you know, brutal. If I'd just forgotten I owned it, in which case then it gets a lease of life to see whether it's actually useful or not. I mean, I have got a box of cables that doesn't take up that much space, so unless anything is actually, you know, damaged, I'll probably keep most of those because I don't actually know what they belong to and I don't want to throw something away that I actually need. But yeah, I have a box of cables and I don't know what half of them are or do. The only thing that I will do is if it's obvious that, you know, what it was, or I have like 7 of the same thing and I clearly don't use them, then I will sort something out. But yeah, the single box of cables is not harming anything. And there will still be cables that I will need to keep, so there will always be a box of cables. But there are other boxes of things and, you know, stuff and nonsense that need sorting. And I'm just going to tackle one area at a time and try not to get upset with myself when I get distracted and then leave giant piles of crap out. But also, if one of the areas is not sparking joy, I reserve the right to leave it and go do something else. Shove everything back in. But yeah, I just hope to make some headway, and then, you know, I can do some spring cleaning along the way. I did a deep clean of my bathroom as well, because again, plumber and judgy. I judge myself. No, the plumber would never judge. I'm sure he'd seen worse. But it was also kind of incredibly cathartic. I finally, you know, filled up my floor cleaner so I could use my mop and mopped all my floors. Not the carpet ones, just the... Oh, hey, I'm back round to the beginning. Excellent. Various things like that, but, you know, it's just... You know what? Why? It's the hard water and the lime scale. That's what causes all the issues. That's why my taps are breaking down. Is the stupid lime scale hard water. Yeah. It's not something... Cleaning is not something that sparks joy every week, and I don't know how people can do it every week. That is just too much cleaning. But, like, the, you know, occasional I'm going to brutally attack this with cleaning products until it's shiny once a year is a good feeling. And to be fair, I know there's the whole, well, if you keep it under control and it doesn't need cleaning as much and you can do it every week. There is still an awful lot to do every week, even if it doesn't need cleaning, because you still have to put all the products on and wipe it all off and do all the dusting and the vacuuming. I have a robot vacuum, but still. Anyway, I'm going on a weird rant today, apparently. Well, I'm sorry if you came here for the ASMR and you get the rant. I mean, feel free to tell me to, you know, change the subject. You can distract me. I'm easily distractible. Super fairy plumbing? Is that because I was... I don't know. I don't get it. Is it some sort of pun? Sorry. I was mid, you know, ranting about cleaning. It's like, I'd love to be able to do it every week. Heck, you know, might move out of London and get someplace bigger. I'm just gonna pay someone to come and do it every week. Maybe every 2 weeks. Because every week is a lot. It's like you barely, you know, dirtied it and suddenly it needs cleaning again. Because, you know, if you live outside of London, then you have, like, you know, not giant corporations doing the cleaning. You've got, like, you know, the cleaner that does the old lady down the street that, you know, I don't know. I've not had a good experience with cleaners in London, so I am biased. Soft to water, oop north, not particularly. But, you know, new place, get cleaner, easier to keep under control. Someone else's problem. I just pay them, you know, a reasonable amount per hour, and then they make it nice for me. And then, you know, maybe if I pay them, you know, a really decent amount per hour, they'll also take out the bins, because I hate taking out the bins. And if I never had to take out the bins again, I would definitely pay good money for that. Though the old cleaner we had for the place, how was it? I can't remember. It wanted like iron shirts and oh, maybe that was Patrick's cleaner. It wanted like iron shirts and stuff, but yeah. Anyway, oh, I can't read what that says. You can put a water softener on the supply. Oh, that is something to talk to with my brother, who was an architect, because he's going to, hopefully, if everything works out nicely according to plan, sometime in the far distant future, basically my next house, I really want to be like eco-friendly, in the sense that it is like, you know, zero carbon footprint, good for the environment, but also low cost maintenance type place. And I feel like water softener, so that the lime scale doesn't destroy everything, is a really good idea. I need to add that to my to-do list. I've got a list of things to think about. Though I think my house list is in a different notepad. But anyway, I'm going to create a new list called New House for now, because I can't remember where I put the last thing, and put water softener. There we go. My to-do list app just updated, so yeah. But I didn't know you could do that, so that is definitely a thing that I would want to do. But yeah, things like, you know, getting solar panels, and it's got like triple glazing and special building construction so that it's like really energy efficient. It sounds like a reasonable thing that could be a thing, Leaky. Definitely a reasonable thing. I know that there's things you can put in showers to make them, like, you know, less vicious. Though I hate a pathetic shower. It's got to be a power shower, otherwise what's the point? Just feels like you're being tickled with the water. It's a horrible feeling. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, but yeah, I'm sure you can do that. Well, there's got to be some sort of thing, water filtration system that, you know, could be, if properly maintained, better for, you know, environment and house and, you know, that sort of thing. That is not... Oh my god, I thought that was a painting. It's not. There's a window. That was silly. But yeah, I want it to be like really nicely designed, and also built, so that it is incredibly energy efficient and therefore, you know, low impact on the environment. But also cozy, and has things like a secret passage, because who doesn't dream of having a secret passage? I need to feel the water eroding my body in real time. No, I just need to feel like, you know, there's pressure. I hate a dribbly shower. Do you know I hate a dribbly shower? You've got to have that water pressure. I currently have a combi boiler, so I basically have unlimited hot water, which is great because I forget that I'm in the shower and my brain goes on, you know, autopilot, and then suddenly it's like, oh. Whereas if you have like the water tank, I know it's not the best use of water, but you know, my water usage is reasonable and environmentally friendly. Sometimes you just got to have a thinky shower. But my point is that if I were to do that at my mum's, then I get a cold shower. Combi boiler or whatever the equivalent, you know, environmentally friendly heating element thing is, definitely the way to go. Unlimited hot water. Did that have a point that I could push or something? I thought it did. Ah, it does, but I don't know what it's pointing at. Possibly a ladder somewhere in the distance. Your shower wasn't too bad. The problem with your shower, Leaky, is that I have to hold it. And then my arm gets tired. You need to fix the thingy that holds it over your head. Oh, look. See? What is that? Pick up. Oh, it's a gnome. Right, okay. Problem solved. It's a gnome. Who gnomes? Who gnomes? You just need to fix the thing that lets you actually not have to hold it above your head. No, it wasn't bad. I mean, it could have been better. Could have been better. You see, sometimes you just have to pay someone to come do stuff on your list. You know. There's a bunch of stuff that the plumber's going to do that I could probably do if I had the parts. I just don't have the capacity. Yeah, that's totally why Leaky's shower does not stay over your head, because otherwise it would be too high for me. No, those things are adjustable. To be fair, my first year in London, I had a shower in the bath, but it didn't have a curtain and it didn't have a thing to hold it. So you could just use it as a shower attachment. So, that was definitely more inefficient because you couldn't even stand up and use it because there was no curtain. So it's definitely a step up from that. Okay. I mean, well, then that is just poor hotel design. I will certainly be ensuring that the guest rooms in my new place, when it exists, are appropriate for my tall friends as well as my shorter friends. Um, because I do have several tall friends. My brother's house, although he is 6 foot, has a doorway which everyone's always like, "Oh, watch your head," and I go stand under it and go, "Yeah." Don't need to watch my head, I'm short. I mean, I'm 5'6", I'm average, but in my family, sometimes I feel like I'm short. Even my niece is going to be taller than me in, like, probably about 10 years, but still, at some point, she is going to be taller than me because she has two very tall parents. Well, 6 foot. There. Anyway, great. We are having a ASMR stream, which is basically just Joe is randomly talking about shit and washing a paintball court. How are you doing? I did not have the brain to play anything else. You need that? You're stressed. Oh, noes. Is that something you would like to talk about, or would you like to be distracted? Or some of the third option that I haven't quite thought of, but we can accommodate. Also, hi, Hara! How are you doing? Yeah, stress is not good. Stress is not good at all. I am tired, which obviously, as we know, is the usual. I had no brain energy today. Well, I had brain energy today. I used it all at work. I felt the same yesterday. I got my Game Pass achievement and then went to bed after Leaky Stream. Woo! It was a raid. Hey, Jesse! Ow! That sucks. Thanks for doing the shout out. How was your race? You were doing a race. I saw that you were doing a race. I didn't have the energy to hit the button. Because also I was sorting out food. And then forgetting hot chocolate in the hot chocolate machine. And hi, Elkesh! Yes, uniquely American problems. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, also, hi, bitch! Oh, and Nightbot is now going like, oh, there's people. I can talk now. So be prepared for Nightbot to suddenly go, though I hopefully spaced the timers out a bit better this time. But yes, hello, welcome in everyone. We are having a low brain day. Yeah, low brain energy, but just also low brain day. So we are power washing because power washing requires no brain. There we go. See, I told you. The Nightbot is going, oh, people, let me tell you about the YouTubes and the clips. It probably doesn't need to tell you about the YouTubes and the clips because the clips are also on the YouTubes. I will sort the timed commands out later. I'm waiting for my Extra Life URL to free up so I can sort out all the Extra Life stuff. But yes, so welcome in. Yeah, we're having a low brain day, low energy day. We're just nattering. Oh my god. Okay, Nightbot, that's your 3 commands, right? You're done now? So I was like, I will power wash because I didn't want to cancel the stream again. But I didn't really want to try and figure out. I looked at like 20 odd games and just went, that is going to require more brain than I have. But I'm also randomly, you know, semi-ranting about cleaning. And also talking about potential dream house plans. And water, which feels topical at least. Ranting about limescale in the water. Meaning that I have to get a bunch of stuff replaced. Which is fine. Okay, on the inner wall of Fort Blue is a purple doubler. Well, I'm assuming this is Fort Blue. And I probably washed it off before I can find it. I'd taken out both of Miggy's lieutenants with a single shot, and he rage released the shots on the weight, which backsplashed him. So funny. Yeah, I can imagine that it's highly convoluted. I do not want to have to deal with any kind of, you know, probate, inheritance tax. Mainly because that would mean that someone I love was dead. And that has happened in the past, but now it's like, I feel like I'm emotionally in a place that I could deal with it, and I don't want to have to deal with it. I understand. I know that several people here have been going through that, and yeah, that sucks. But health insurance thing is something I'm glad I don't have to worry about, because I've had a myriad of hospital appointments and tests and prescriptions. I seriously have like half a pharmacy over on my bookshelf right now, which I can only take the one set of the tablets because I've got to not take the other tablets for a clear 7 days, which means I am miserable and not enjoying food, which is another reason why we are power washing things with a vengeance. So yeah, I would not want to have to also deal with how the hell do I pay for this stuff. You know, but anyway. Yeah, I never understand why they make us do the sums when they know how much we need to pay. That is really stupid. You finally ate! Yay! Hopefully everyone else has also eaten and stuff. Why do they want you to do improbable maths? It is not possible to make things equal 0 unless, you know, you can do the thing. That just sounds unfair. But yeah. It's also like making everyone do their taxes. Even, as Leaky says, when it's like, you know, they should know how much and stuff. Oh, I don't know what's going on with the UK Post Office. I just know that there's something going on with the UK Post Office, but I've not managed to glean enough bits of information to find out what is going on with the UK Post Office. And I'm just hoping that it you know, I don't know. I'm honestly, I'm just trying to ignore the rest of the world right now until I can actually enjoy eating, and then I can maybe think about other people, which sounds really selfish, but sometimes you just got to be selfish. And this 2 weeks I'm being selfish to myself. You want to make your taxes equal 0? Yes, that is obviously the ideal. 0 taxes. Unfortunately, sometimes that means 0 money, which is not great. I am also waiting for the tax office to reply, because they somehow decided that I was paying less money into my pension and therefore would increase my taxes, when I am not paying less money into my pension. So I had to fill in a form. And I've sent off the form, and I do not know the progress of the form. But I'm hoping that they sort it before April. I mean, they owe me money, basically. Which is always good. Happens once in a blue moon. But also not good, because, you know, I have to chase the damn thing. And if they don't sort it out, then I have to do a tax return, and I don't want to do one of them. But I can pay someone to do it, because, you know, then it's not stressful. I don't know. Okay, sorry. 2 people posted stuff. Alright. Oh my god! Oh my god! That is horrific! But also really backs up my justification for my rant, my work rant earlier. Oh my god! I thought the people had done something dodgy, and, you know, there was some sort of scandal in the post office. I mean, there was, but people being wrongly accused of stealing, that's horrible. 20 years? That is unacceptable. What the hell? 20 years for justice? Now that makes me mad. That is just unacceptable. Unacceptable. ITV made a drama. Okay, well, ITV, sometimes dramas are good. It is really outrageous. I appreciate multiple people explaining it to me. I mean, to be fair, it was a kind of a, you know, I didn't need to know, but it's nice to have some context now for the million of news articles that I click through when I'm getting my big points. Yes, but unfortunately, compensation is not going to, you know, bring back the people that died. Or, indeed, you know, make any kind of amends for the pain and suffering that the wrongly accused. 20 years. No amount of money fixes that. Especially because people probably lost families, jobs, loved ones over that as well. And, you know, also we know what the prison, well, I mean, we don't know, but, you know, the prison system is not exactly the best either, so there's no there's no amount of compensation that would fix that, but I mean, definitely better something than nothing, but oh, so there was like, I mean, yeah, that is horrendous. This is why we test things. This is why we have checks and balances and security, whatchamacallits, especially with financials. This is why I don't deal with, this is why I refuse to deal with any kind of software that deals with money. I decided that a long time ago. I did not want to deal with anything that could potentially lose people money or cost people money. You know, because of my code. So, yeah. Yeah, but if everyone thought it was an isolated situation, no one would have talked about it. And I bet they had to sign things to say that, you know, I bet there were, yeah, well, also people probably felt shame and guilt, even though they knew they hadn't done it, they couldn't prove anything. people won't talk about that sort of stuff because, well, it's embarrassing getting accused of theft, especially if you haven't done it, but especially if people think you've done it. So no one talks about it. And there's not, 20 years ago, there's not the, exposure that could have had, the potential, people mentioning it anonymously on Twitter or Reddit, and people connecting the dots, and then there being some sort of Horizon program or whatever. 20 years ago, it's practically the Dark Ages. Okay, no, I mean, 20 years ago, there was still the internet. When was 20 years ago? 2000. Yeah, okay, there was still the internet. It just, the social media. The social media, like, network that exists now doesn't exist. The, transparency doesn't exist. The capacity for transparency didn't exist. And they also had to surrender their evidence. And because I bet it was all paper books, it's not like they could keep copies of things, in fact, they probably, it's harder with digital stuff because it's so easily manipulated, but, yeah. It's just, that is just absolutely horrendous. I mean, I hope they get some amount of peace for their justice now, but I mean, how did ITV find out about it? How did they do this program that then exposed everything? Because obviously, did someone do some digging? Someone, maybe someone related to someone? There's got to be what catalyzed all of that? Because now I'm curious how it was exposed. Because kudos to them for, fighting the good fight. But yeah, how do you even find out about that? Pressure group. What's a pressure group? Like, literally to put pressure upon government or legal to investigate? Computer Weekly reported it years back. Oh, okay. Interesting. But nothing was done about it years back. It took an ITV documentary. That is very interesting. They ran the story in 2009. What ITV did? Sorry, I'm trying to get an idea on timeline, which is tricky when, I have no sense of time. Oh no, Computer Weekly did, right, back in 2009. Oh! Right, so like 5 years after it happened... Wait, hang on, is that right? You said 20 years ago. It's 2024, right? You know what? I am now questioning what the bloody date is, and I write it every day. Yeah, 2024. So 20 years ago would be 2004, so to speak. I'm sure it was approximate. But that's like 5 years after it happened. Then it took 15 years for something else to happen. Oh, right. Okay. That's 25 years. Fuck. That is... Sorry. Language. But yeah, that is just beyond ridiculous. Mind you, cover-ups, people saving their own skins. Maybe there's I mean... It could have been that, there was this glitch, but there could have been a possibility that some people were... that there was also something, dodgy going on. In addition, I'm not talking about everyone, but, there's always got to be one bad apple that is, like, used as the example or something. Or someone, borrowed a stamp and feels guilty about it, so therefore didn't raise a stint because they were, like, worried about this one thing. But no, I imagine a lot of people would just be like, well, I didn't do anything, no one's listening, how do I prove that I didn't do anything? You can't prove a negative unless you have the evidence. So, yeah. Yeah. Checks and balances, you know. There were books, bank records, you know. Surely if people were going to jail, there had to be proof how they were getting that proof. Unless it's because all of the records were electronic, which, to be fair, they could have been, well, definitely in 2015, but, you know, when was the system introduced? Well, obviously, if it was happening from 1999, then the system was introduced then. But yeah, I mean, I know what computer systems looked like back in 1999. The fact that the same system software was running that long is... Oh, anyway, that is just... I'm outraged. I thought it was some sort of, you know, mucky muck, one hand washes the other, politician backhand dealing type scam with the post office, where basically the Tories had fucked it over and it was going to get privatised and we'd all get screwed. I didn't realise it was, you know, innocent people being persecuted and wrongly accused and all that stuff. So, yeah. Oh, God, I mean, this is why I don't trust technology. This is why I have backups of backups of backups. I've lost too many things to the computer to trust it ever again. And sometimes my mistrust pays off. Sometimes it just creates extra work for me. But, you know, I had about 25 copies of my thesis while I was writing it. But then, you know, I'd also lost work and emails and stuff because the computer ate it. And I had a hard drive crash, you know, before I learned to have multiple backups. But yeah, 900 people were prosecuted. I mean, the thing with Y2K was everyone went, oh, Y2K wasn't an issue. But Y2K 100% was an issue. It's just they fixed it. So therefore it didn't break anything. But if they hadn't done anything, stuff would have gone wrong. But yeah, I mean, like 1999, 2000, yeah, you could have probably blamed Y2K. But 2015, no. Anything after about, you know, 2005, but... You're more worried about 2038, yeah, Unix timestamp, I know, right? At least I'm assuming that's what you mean. The maximum value that can fit in a single integer, which is what people use to store Unix timestamps, which are incredibly useful for some things, but incredibly unuseful when you think about future-proofing anything. I don't think anything mine's still stored in a Unix timestamp, but yeah. I mean, you know, you never know. We might have destroyed the Earth by then. Yeah, I know, pessimistic much, but still. I don't know, 2038 is what, 14 years time? Yeah, I know. But it depends whether it'll get the recognition that Y2K did, because, you know, it's very much a geeky thing. And if it doesn't get the coverage, it won't get the, you know, visibility, and things will go wrong. Payroll systems, invoicing, banks. But yeah. Computers are definitely not infallible, and people are too trusting. It's like people believing what, like, the AI says, you know. I do not trust the AI. um, well, Jesse, apparently everything breaks after 10 years. So it's fine. God, yeah, it looks reasonable. But I've watched AI literally tell someone that there were like 2 E's in a word, which had at least 4. And then when corrected, say, oh no, right, you're right. There's only still the inaccurate number. And then when corrected, oh no, you're right. The previous inaccurate number. And it's like, yep. I'm sorry. I don't trust the AI. Even when it does the generate summary thing, I'm still gonna double check it. I don't use AI. I am curious what it does sometimes, but it's not your own work if it's AI. Anyway. Oh my god, yeah. Horror. I still don't trust the auto nav maps thing, whatever it's called. And I trust it a little bit more since it has evolved. But we were in France, and my dad had this new sat nav. That's the word I wanted. Sat nav, and we wanted to get to a petrol station, and it insisted that the petrol station was in the middle of a river. Tried to get us to drive into a river. This was after the Doctor Who episode with the AI. Or was it Black Mirror? One of the two. Thought it was Doctor Who. But it might have been Black Mirror. I don't know. It was some sort of TV episode. So it's like, I don't trust the sat nav. If I'm getting sat nav to generate me a route, I am checking it on a map. It's like, yes, I did actually try asking it in French, Dan. Unfortunately, it was in English sat nav, so it didn't really help. But I do speak French, so I could have. Yes, Doctor Who and Black Mirror have very. But there was something with the sat nav. I think it was an episode of Doctor Who where it drove someone into the water. I think it was like an AI car or whatever. Well, Atlantis is not in the middle of this random river in France. Atlantis was like off the coast of Africa or something. But yeah, it was just like, no, we will not be turning left. Because that is a river. I think we eventually did find the petrol station, but it was because we used a regular map. But yeah, it has definitely improved since, especially since like Google Maps. I do tend to trust Google Maps a little more than perhaps I should. But yeah, computers are useful and helpful, but they're not replacing us anytime soon. Not without supervision. Life is really too short, and you have to learn to seize the day. Okay, Dan. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, literally will destroy the Earth ever before machines take over. You see, Mix told us all the other day that this is to be his final battle ever. I just wished I'd have told him what he's meant to me before it was too late. It's not too late. You've still got time if he's not gone yet. Yeah. It's like, we're worried about 2038 when Unix timestamps run out. I'm worried that we might not make it to 2038 if we keep on getting ridiculous weather like this. So, yeah. It's like I've got a financial planner and, you know, it's like planning retirement at like 60. It's like, hopefully. Another reason to get a, you know, low energy, to have a low energy house is just so that, you know, when you retire, the bills are not horrendously expensive. But again, obviously I'm talking about all this and I am in, you know, position of privilege to be able to do that. I, you know, have been lucky that I can have savings and think about, you know, building custom houses. So, yeah. Oh, I know, yeah, Jesse, it's like the corporations need to do something about, you know, the plastics, not take away my goddamn straws that I can actually use and give me ones that make me want to choke. Though, I'm still going to do my bit, because doing my bit makes it easier for me. But I'm also sometimes going to buy the pre-cut up something in the plastic because I have no energy to do the actual cutting. Because, you know, a lot of these things that people complain about are actually, you know, they're not designed for the person that has the energy to do the thing. They're designed for the people that don't have the energy, the people with the disabilities. So, yeah. Oh, Jesse, I meant to ask, how's Tempo doing these days? I don't think we've seen Tempo on stream for a little while, unless I missed it. Red rules. Red might rule, but Ah. Not needed for sitting duties. You should totally volunteer. I haven't been cat sitting in ages and it makes me sad, so I jumped on the chance to do it in June. So I'm having a whole week off in June and I'm going to be with the cats. And I'm not going to stream, not going to work, I'm just going to play games, read books and see the cats. Yeah, I mean, that also happens. This is why I was like pleasantly surprised to find that my brother and sister-in-law were going on holiday in June. It's like, yay, I get to go play with their cats. New Indiana Jones game. Oh, okay, hang on, sorry. I know the Tomb Raider came out recently, the 1, 2 and 3. I read that wrong. So there's a new Indiana Jones game, which is Tomb Raider Uncharted-esque. Gotcha. I don't know which one came first, so yeah. I can't really comment. Mr. Corners, please do come in. We're having an ASMR... Well, we were having an ASMR stream and then I started chatting. Which is ironic, because I was going to do a visual novel because I didn't think I had the voice to do it. And I don't, because I'm croaking like a frog here. But anyway, please come in and join the fray. What are you doing? How are you doing? Are you playing anything? Feel free to answer all or none of the questions. Ribbit. Exactly. And I'm assuming that's from the developer direct. Oh, I particularly like this colour combination. Snazzy. But I'm washing it off because that's my job. And then, when we finish this one, we'll have a short break. And then have a look what the next one is. Possibly also get a hot water bottle because it is frigid today. Tomb Raider 1 to 3 is out on the 14th. Why did I think it was out already? Is it like on pre-order and the pre-order's on sale or something? Because I think I saw it in a sale post, which is possibly why I got confused. I get easily confused though because time has no meaning. And then people ask me like, how long will it take? Or how long do we have? And I'm like, I'm going to have to find the piece of paper that the smart people wrote that said the time things on. Oh, it has 200 achievements. Right, that was what I saw, not a sales article. An article about the number of achievements. Okay, thank you for filling in that blank. And, frost. You've been out twice because it's frosty. It's just cold here. There's no frost. There's no snow. Boring. Yeah. Halo MCC. But didn't that have like 5 games in it? The Master Chief Collection with like 400 achievements or something. And also, you're not playing anything right now? That is okay, Mr. Corners. You don't have to be playing anything. I'm always just curious what people are playing. There is an achievement for locking the butler in a freezer. Nice. I am going to wait for people to play the remaster so I can see what it's like, and then maybe get it and then not play it because I'm not really a Tomb Raider fan. But hey, I am a Tomb Raider fan. I'm not a platforming fan. I like the newer Tomb Raider games because they have story and not just platforming. But mostly, I'm just terrible at platforming, so I will watch people play. But I also like to support games that I think, should be coming out, which is why I buy them but don't play them. It's really stupid. Sometimes I just buy games. What is... there. Up with this crate. I don't know. Sometimes I buy games. I try not to do it as much these days because, well, it's really silly to buy games if you're not going to play them. Sometimes I think I may play them, and it depends what kind of mood I'm in. Anyway, I'm just babbling. The game-breaking bug. I don't remember what the game-breaking bug was. Was that in the flush room? I remember there was a flush room. That was freaky. I am impressed you got through, but not amazed, because, you can do anything you put your brain to. And you used to play them in the past. I don't think I could have played the originals, because that flat texture and the no definition was very confusing. Oh, creeper mirror image. You may have missed that stream. Or I wasn't paying attention, because I got distracted by something. Equally possible. Or I was streaming and watching you and therefore didn't hear about the game-breaking glitch. That is the third possibility. Because sometimes I did stream and have you up with the subtitles on, but I couldn't pay attention to everything. So, there are 3 possibilities where I don't remember that glitch. I think I remember you telling me about them. Also, because time has no meaning and everything happened at the same instance all at once. In fact, I think there's a science fiction concept about that. Isn't it in Men in Black? There was a guy that literally could see everything happening all at the same time, all possibilities. It was like an attraction or something. And he only had like a galaxy in his skull, and then he got killed by the bad guy. Because that always happens. And it's not really a spoiler, because, well, that movie's been out forever. Oh, you had to replay it off stream. Oh, that's frustrating. I mean, you seem to have a decent amount of saves, which I suppose would have been vaguely helpful, but, There we go. I bet that's what's wrong with this one. Yeah. Alright, okay, signpost. But yeah. And I've been hydrating, like, appropriately all week, and I have a headache, which annoys me. It's not supposed to be a ranty stream. Just talking. Sometimes talking turns into ranting. Eh. Oh, can I finish the level first? And then I will have a break and stretch. If I move now, everything's gonna hurt. Am I gonna do gauntlet mode for RTDL next month? Certainly not. I am not that masochistic. I'm quite impressed I've gone over double digits this month, and still plan to get a few more. But no, gauntlet mode is not for me. Are you gonna try gauntlet mode? I like organising my spreadsheet. I'm not going to organise an entire spreadsheet only to have it reset every time I get an achievement. That just feels painful. Oh, well, when you put it that way... When you put it that way, then maybe it does sound kind of fun. I don't know. Maybe not next month. Maybe I'll see how it goes for you. I'm still miffed that I thought the achievement was glitched for me and got it re-rolled, and then it didn't glitch out on the 5th time of trying. 6th time, 7th time. But I like yes, but I like organising the spreadsheet and then having it organised. And I waste too much time, because yes, I do waste time on it, getting it looking perfect. So I think it would not be a good time management thing for me. But, however, if, say, like in June, when I have a week off with the cats, when I'm going to be doing nothing but gaming, it might be a good idea to do something like that. Oh, stupid nose. That is, yeah. I mean, I did prefer the treats to the tricks, but that was mainly just because I had curated my game collection somewhat. And yeah, I did get. No, you're right. It would be like that. Okay. Maybe. Maybe. You've almost convinced me. Alright, so where have I missed, like, obvious? Oh, the top of this. And that wall. I think that's a shadow. Oh yeah, the whole of this. You do have a good point, Dan. I do not have an easy list. Like, okay, like maybe 5 easy ones. But generally I just get, oh, it could be one of 20 achievements in this game. Looks like I missed a bit. Yeah, I missed a big bit, which is great, because I still had like 5% left, and I'm like, if I'm not missing a big bit, this is going to be a nightmare. And I thought I'd been careful on the way around. I had been. I just forgot to go up the ramp here. Oops, I fell down. Yeah. Yeah, okay, fine. Maybe. Maybe. It's just fun to go, cool, well, that's my stream games decided. But I guess also, you know, about halfway through the month, it's like, well, I don't really want to do any more. And then I could still, so maybe. Okay, fine, you've convinced me. I'll do Gauntlet next month. No, I can't do it next month. Because I'm going to lose like 2 weekends because I'm going to see my grandpa and then my mum's coming to stay. So I'm going to lose valuable gaming time. And also I'm going to do interviews, so I'll be thinking about that as well. Maybe. Not February. Definitely. I think it would be fun in June. But it's not June yet. And I'm not wishing away the months. I don't do that. Not anymore. That's definitely a waste of time, wishing away the months. Because then whatever I was excited about tends to then be completely disappointing because I've hyped it up too much. Though, I mean, it is the cats, so, you know, that is really exciting. You can't overhype cats. Unless, of course, they're having a snit and they spend no time with me whatsoever. Then I would be disappointed. They are excellent cats. Have you met the cats? I don't think you've met them officially. You have seen many pictures. Yeah. Oh, bless. At least you were thinking of it, Dan. That's really sweet. Ah, we forgot to crouch. There we go. You've met 75% of their people. That is a good point. You've not met the littlest one. Mind you, I've not spent much time with the littlest one. Just because it's brand new. And, well, people are busy. Hoping to spend some time in April. Oh my god, that was so weird. That was the weirdest experience when we were like driving through central London and it's like, there's no one. It was like, let's drive along the Thames because we can. Oh, alongside then, if we're being pedantic. Sorry, it's just catching up on. Cheapest petrol, yeah, because no one was buying it. I mean, you can in like Lego 2K, because your thing turns into a water thing. Your car turns into a water thing, so technically you're driving on water. But yeah. I'm now concentrating on filling in the gaps, which means I can't think to talk. Hmm. Depends whether I had any meetings or not, as to whether anyone would notice if I, wasn't at my desk. Because I work remotely, and a lot of my work does not involve anything tangible a lot of the time. Or at least enough that, could potentially all work from the beach if I was so inclined. I wouldn't, because sand. Also, I'm too paranoid, so, I don't think I could. I sometimes forget in the mornings. I did manage to miss an entire personal meeting start because I had not put one of the, remind me 10 minutes before, 15 minutes before, 20 minutes before alerts on. And I'd passed that I had this thing, But I'd not passed that it was the day that was the day that was today. I do have meetings always, except for when I don't. Sometimes I don't have meetings, and if I'm good and remember to block out some days when I don't have the meetings. But it really does depend on the cadence of work. Because there's certainly, times of the year when I do have just solid meetings. Like next Thursday. But also, because my meetings move around a lot, I can't really say that I'm going to have meetings all of a day until it's actually that day, until I actually have the meeting. Then I can say I had meetings all of the day, but sometimes the meetings like to move. It's like a little dance sometimes, my calendar. It's hilarious. Until it's not. Okay, directional signpost and directional signpost rock. Well, I know where that is. What is here? Fence posts. Oh no, I missed a fence post. Oh, there's a lot of them, so I'm going to go around the... Oh, I've got to go around the whole thing, but happened to be the direction that I went. Ha! That... Oh no, there's two of them. God damn it. One of them was the direction that I went. But luckily they glow. Font blue sign homes. What? Oh. Fort blue sign horns. Those two things are not like each other. Also, I'm merging with the bottom. I read font blue sign homes. It was fort blue sign horns. Yep, not the same. That was hilarious. All right. Yes, I know I'm laughing at myself, but you can't laugh at yourself. Fort red frames. Okay. Forward posts. Wall caps. I think I need the ladder. I don't know where the ladder is. I know where the steppy stool is. I might have to just use the steppy stool. I just need to be a wee bit higher. Mine lanterns. Alright, someone say something. I need to get distracted. Also, I was supposed to finish this map like half an hour ago so I could have a stretch and a cup of tea. I did not. There we go. Mind track. Sleepers. Thanks, Leaky. Yeah, I know. Now that's 2 stretches. I just wanted to finish this map, and it's taking a lot longer. Okay. Where's my hydration? Alright, we'll do a hydrate and a stretch. And then I will do another stretch. What do you call Pete? No, what I was going to... I thought I was close to the end of the map, Leaky. And I was like, oh, I'm nearly close to the end of the map, so therefore I'll just wait and do the stretch then. And that didn't happen, so I owe you a stretch. My warning sign. Ah. Old West paintball sign. But yeah, now my brain is spiraling because it's thinking when I'm not talking. So I need to think of something else to talk about. But of course I can't think of something else to talk about because my mind is spiraling. So yeah. Help. Did I see the Indiana Jones trailer? Did it happen in the last, 2 hours? Because if so, the answer is no. If we're talking about the game, I have heard that there is a new game. Do you know anything about it? Can you tell us? Because currently I have a lack of knowledge about Indiana Jones. Xbox Showcase. Then I have something to catch up on. Does it look fun? Fort Blue sign. town fences. What counts as a... Oh, I missed one of the fences? Oh, town fences. You are really surprised because it does look good. Oh! Aha! Town fence. And water barrel. Oh, awesome. You will stream it. Excellent. Voila! It's finished. Cool. I will have to catch up with that. Well, we did it. Surprisingly efficient. Except for that last half hour. That was a really inefficient last half hour. Great job at the paint bowl. It's completely spotless. I can't wait to serve it to Miggy one last time. I'm sure he's been working on his strategy all this week, but I've come up with a new maneuver for which there is no defense. Bring it on. I suppose I could still drive to Sparkle Town and drop in on him, but with the price of diesel, he'd be lucky. Dude, go see your friend. Good timing here for walkies, mate, right before the end. Yeah, I'm probably going to do another map. We have an excavator, which looks like a shorter one. So we will do the excavator, but we are going to have a break. A big stretch for Leaky. And we will be back with also some warm tea. And hopefully no hiccups. Yes, so short break-ish, few minutes. We'll run some ads. Everyone should get some hydration, snack. If people have forgotten to eat, take your meds. Have a stretch, walk the dog. Everything like that. And I will be back after having my own break. So, see you in a moment. We are back. We're going to clean that excavator and then we're going to go to bed. But it's probably got at least half an hour, 45 minutes in it, right? Excuse me. Maureen Hamilton, 109 Apple Avenue, Muckingham. Hello, dear. Isn't it amazing what you can find in your yard when you have a little dig around? I've been having the most incredible time in mine, and as a result, there's an industrial-sized excavator on my front yard that's as filthy as you like. Do you think you could be a love and wash it down for me? Thanks a bunch, Maureen. As you do, digging up your garden. My God. Okay, so there's a giant bucket and a buried gnome. Poor lad. But also, you don't really want to do an excavator to do that, really, do you? Because that's how you damage stuff. Anyway. I had a good stretch. Alright, I'm glad you're here. It'll likely take you a while to clean the great thing. Probably not as long as it took me to clean the paintball alley. I'll pop the kettle on and make you a nice hot drink and tell you the entire amazing story. Okay? Definitely not as long as the thing. Gonna hit my next bit of story in a minute. Also, this is taking up the entire road. I hope her neighbour's not complained. Did everyone come back, or did everyone go away? About 5 months ago, I was rocking back and forth in my hammock, trying desperately to remember the recipe to a delicious broth I once had in 1983. Suddenly, something caught my eye glistening in the sun. I waddled inside to get my trowel, determined to dig up whatever it was. As I started to dig, I thought it might be an old tin of soup I don't like and had thrown out the window. Probably vegetable. I get angry as soon as I see the label. I try to make it tasty. True. It's weird. But no, it was something far stranger than that. How's the Garfield stray stream going, Leaky? Slowly meeting all of the local robots. It sounds very disturbing. First thing I saw when I got to my trowel in the ground was a tooth. Based on the CG animated film Garfield or comic one. I mean, still disturbing. But not of a, vole or a rabbit or even a tyrannosaur. Oh my god, not a person tooth. Please. I know, it's much stranger than even that. Crocodile? I realised this was going to be a big and curious job. Oh dear lord, that does sound disturbing. I was going to need something heavy duty to get the thing out. Wow, how big was this tooth? I feel like I need to see a screenshot. But also that I just really don't want to. I don't know. I feel like it's one of those ones where it's like the curiosity gets the better of you and then you regret it. Ah! Fell off. After moving several tons of earth, I revealed a huge pentubous arm. Was there some sort of statue buried? Further down, an enormous body. Is a very big hole for what you're saying here. Not a very big hole for what you're saying here. Many more turns later, and I'd managed to finally free the entire thing and pivot it out onto the road. Am I missing the wood for the trees here? Is there actually some giant statue somewhere? No, but that is a gnome. A gnome. Caution, watch your head. I'm still not entirely sure that I should be spraying water at machinery, especially near vents and grates and things. Rear lights. Yeah. Rear body. Stick cylinder. Swing drive. Boom cylinder brackets. Go on, clean it. Oh, maybe I did clean it already. No, boom's still in the bracket. It's like I can't get an angle on it. There we go. The boom. Yes, unfortunately that is large. It's harder to see where the problem might be. Main body railing. Ah. Yeah, the annoying little thing there. Okay, so that was 40-ish minutes. Ish. At least half an hour. Check the rest of the text message story. But we'll call it for today. Almost too relaxing and not enough distracting. My brain started spiraling at the end, but that's fine. The job you've done on the excavator is astonishing. Now it's clean. I can scarce believe I found it buried in my yard. Oh, just goes to show if you keep going, amazing things will follow. Just out of interest, how much do you think this thing could go for? I've got a feeling I've compromised the bungalow's foundation and could do with a cash injection. She found the excavator in the hole. Well, that makes sense. Ah, because I missed that thingy. Further down in Norma's body. Right, that's right. As incredible as it sounds, with just my trowel and shovel, I excavated this excavator. I missed that line. That was the key line. I excavated the excavator. Wow, that was buried in her garden. Oops. I keep on missing the last line. I don't know whether that's because it doesn't show or I'm just missing it. So we now have 4 of these left of bonuses in the current incarnation. So potentially 2 more chill streams if I need them. We decided not to do any more challenge mode because we got all the achievements. We finished career mode and we finished all the specials. There are no more seasonal specials. Currently, we finished Tomb Raider, Midgar, SpongeBob SquarePants, and Back to the Future. So there is free play, but it's just the same levels. So yeah, we're basically relying on either replaying stuff in free play. Why would we do that? We don't have a giant need to do that. There's no achievements left, so it's really not gaining me anything. Challenge mode. You know, we got the gold medals we needed, but it was not fun. So we've really just got bonus jobs left and then more DLC. So I know there's a Warhammer 40k DLC coming that was delayed to this year. But and there's I think potentially some more free DLC, but yeah, we grabbed the Christmassy outfit we are wearing, festive, even though it is not festive anymore. Before we were wearing purple, you know. We've purchased everything that is useful. We have, you know, 12,000, you know, 13,000. Oh we can go back and see all the text messages. Interesting. That's cool. So yeah. We've got 2 more streams in the current incarnation. Potentially there will be more updates that will bring more stuff for more streams. We do like this game, but at some point we are going to reach the point of saturation, pun semi-intended, where we have gotten all we can get out of it. But yeah, that was another power wash. We did a couple of bonus jobs. We'll be back at the weekend, hopefully. I'd like to get at least one of the 2 weekend streams done, but really at this point depends how I feel. Just because, as I said, no meds for 7 days to treat my stomach thing, which means that it's just going to get steadily worse. And Lady Marguerite, you are awesome with the bot banning. Ow. I appreciate your service. You are doing good things. But yeah, so be prepared that I might be like, I'm not really up to stream this weekend. I will try and do at least 1, aiming for 2. We will just see how it goes. So just to be frank, but otherwise I'll be here 3 p.m. UK time both days. And I'll try and be around in people's streams. I might be very lurky, but I will try and be around. Cool. Well, thank you for being here. Thanks, Jessie, for the raid, Leaky for the resub, and generally everyone for the company and the stories and keeping me hydrated and stretched. It is appreciated. Hopefully I've been a distraction. But even if I haven't, I've been Jo, otherwise known as Angel SK,